Hello everyone, we are back with Glenn Velvet Reviews today, and we decided to purchase some new slippers. I don't know if I bought the other ones on Amazon or I even did a review on them. I gotta check, I still have them, but what happened was the bottom got worn down. I just like to, update you guys on the products and stuff like that and see what's going on so we can, hold people, hold the manufacturers accountable, I guess, in some way, shape, or form. So let's open these up and see what's up. Of course, I got them in blue. I got the measuring instrument out of here so you guys can at least scale everything and see what's going on. So this is the color blue that it comes in. It looks pretty cool. I mean, they are limited on Amazon for what blue you want. They had a nicer blue, but the sizes that they had didn't fit me, so it wouldn't have worked. And it didn't. Some of them, the prices will change depending on the, I don't know what parameters that they decide the prices will be, but when you change the sizes and stuff like that, the prices kind of jump all over the place, just to let you know. But these are really cool. This is what it looks like. All right, they feel pretty soft. I mean, what do you want? It's a regular slipper. Even when you buy these really cheap ones anywhere at Walmart or anywhere, they're pretty soft no matter what. Its material is very cheap to make these days and make it really soft with all the engineering that we got going on. So that's what's going on, and so I just want to measure and show you what's up. Now, they said these are for a US 9 through 10, okay, is what it's saying on there, made in China. This is what the bottom, kind of feels like. We're gonna give it a little bit of a bend. I mean, it feels like a slipper. You can walk the dog, I guess, across the street. You can't walk the dog around the blocks, but you could probably walk your dog across the street with these, take out trash, stuff like that, quickly outside. And, you can't really get these wet or anything like that. Don't expect that. But these are the size that they are right there, so you guys can see. Okay, what's that? Almost 12, 11 and a half inches, okay? And then for the height, guys, you guys can see what's up right there, okay? And that's how thick the rubber is, okay? And then from the bottom, I'll do how wide they are because your foot is gonna be, all different sizes, everybody, all right? So that's kind of how, well, doesn't matter if it's upside down. So that's kind of how wide it is. You guys can tell what's up. I know it's upside down, but you can easily pause and see what's going on there, all right? So these are the inside of how many inches that they tell you, okay? So we're gonna push this down and see, so that when you put your foot in here, your heel, what it would be hitting, so you guys can measure it and compare and see if this size is gonna work for you or what's gonna go on, because then I don't have any other sizes, so if this size doesn't work for you, I don't have the measurements. But going forward, we are always going to be measuring everything in the reviews. So now every time you check out the reviews, we will have measurements and numbers and weights and everything. So you can compare, everything across the channel on all the videos, and we'll have numbers, going forward, on everything. So that's kind of what's going on. That's the size. So right there, guys, that is just shy of 10 inches. It's probably a little bit over 9 3/4, maybe 9 7/8. All right, make sure it goes to 0. All right, let's weigh one of these out and see what's up. Like I said, so going forward, now we're gonna know what's going on with the rest of the slippers that we'll get or anything comparable to it. All right, so we got 179 grams, or one of these slippers is the weight. So now, like I said, it's not really to tell you how heavy it is in the fibers or how good it is, because like I said, how the quality is, because the engineering now these days, you can't really tell with lightweight stuff and all this other stuff, but it's really just to show you how heavy it's going to be on your foot. Some people like lighter slippers, some people like heavier slippers, depending on who you are. So that's why I just want to weigh them and show you what's going on. So these are 179 grams. All right, so we're gonna do like a review on the carpet and also on the hard floor, so you could see it, going over the transition and seeing how it's gonna work, for you. Some of them are more flexible than others, but like I said, this one at this price, you're most likely gonna be using this only in the house. You would get an outdoor one if you're gonna do that, All right, so they do feel really light, all right? I mean, I just had slip-on, like, heavier shoes on, so that's why they're gonna feel really light. If I had other slippers on, I'd be telling you something else, but that's just how they feel, right now and what's going on. That's what they're gonna look like, okay? And you see the lip is in the back there. Now, if you've seen some of the other videos, some of these lips sometimes on some of these shoes, I don't know if I did updates yet on them, but this will bend down if you're walking a lot on it. Say you're, on vacation or whatever the case may be, and after a couple of days you don't notice and you're stepping on this, this will go down, and then your foot will no longer like get grip and be able to stay in here, just to let you know. So that's the only problem that I've seen. I don't know if it's a design flaw or how it's a walking flaw, but just to let you know, that's what I've seen, what happens with stuff like this with these kind, but that shouldn't happen in slippers. You shouldn't be walking in these for 8 hours a day. You know what I mean? So, all right, that's kind of what they look like. All right, everyone. So that's it for Glen Velvet reviews on, you know, I guess a small review on this because we're not going to do a longevity review yet of this. We'll do an update as they, I guess, perform and see what goes on. But that's it for the review, so you can see if you make a decision if this is going to work for you or not. And that's about it for that. All right, but that's it for Glen Velvet reviews. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. I would love to know. Also, subscribe to my channel. Join me on my review adventures as I try to put up stuff to help out the community, just like I get help from the community. And if you can, unless you dislike me for any reason, you could support the channel by clicking on those affiliate links below. Somehow, some way, times a million equals into something. But from what I saw, there are other ways to support the channel on YouTube. And if you do decide to support the channel, please make sure you come back, see that I'm putting that support back into it, getting more stuff to review, doing updates on the items so we know we're getting a good value, and also helping my subscribers with any questions they have on the products I already reviewed. All right, so everybody enjoy. Be safe. Glen Velvet Reviews is out. Bye-bye, everybody, and I will see you later.